Okay, so let's get into this. We've got some pretty powerful source material for our deep dive today.
Yeah, it's a transcript. An interview, actually. It's someone's personal story, a really harrowing one about, well, nature being unpredictable.
A rattlesnake bite? Deep in the woods.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much more unpredictable than that.
Right. And our goal here really is to unpack that account. We want to understand, not just the what happened, but the immediate response, the actions taken.
And the big lessons learned, right, about being prepared, respecting the wild, lessons that honestly apply to anyone who goes outside.
Or anyone who faces the unexpected, really. And because it's his own words, it's gripping. You feel like you're there.
So the story starts pretty idyllically, peaceful camping trip. He's out there to relax, find some quiet.
That classic setup, looking for that nature connection, that escape.
Which makes the sudden turn even more shocking.
Definitely. It sets the stage.
So day 2, he decides, okay, I'll try a different trail. Something new. He stops for a breather, just taking it all in.
And that's the exact instant. Sees some movement. Just a flicker in the grass nearby.
Yeah. And he says he first thought, oh, it's just a stick moving. Happens all the time, right? Your eyes play tricks.
We've all done that. But this time, nope, it clicked immediately.
Not a stick.
A snake.
And not just any snake. A rattlesnake. He knew it instantly.
And the speed of it, that's terrifying. He said it struck so fast he, quote, didn't even have time to think.
Bam! Just like that.
Right on the ankle. Just that sharp, sudden pain.
And that's when everything changes internally, too. The physical pain hits, but so does the mental realization of what just bit him.
Oh, yeah. He describes immediate panic. Feeling the venom, spreading almost, his heart just pounding.
That absolute primal fear kicks in, mixed with this dawning horror of the situation.
Okay, so searing pain, panic blooming, knowing it's a rattlesnake bite. What did he actually do in those first few seconds? Because that's crucial.
It really is. And this is where it gets interesting. He didn't just freeze or run wildly. He remembered prior first aid training. Wow. That's presence of mind. To access that knowledge under that kind of stress.
It's huge. Instead of pure panic driving, it was, okay, what did I learn? What are the steps?
And the steps were keeping the leg still, right?
Yeah.
And elevating it.
Exactly. Keep it still, keep it raised above the heart if possible. The idea, is to try and slow down the circulation just a bit.
Maybe slow how fast that venom moves through the system.
Precisely. Buy yourself time. Every little bit helps.
And he also, smartly, got his hiking boot and sock off right away.
Yes. Another really important step. Swelling from these bites can be incredibly fast and severe.
Ah, so the boot could become like a tourniquet as his ankle swells.
Exactly. It could cut off blood flow, cause even more damage down the line. Getting it off relieves that pressure before it becomes a major problem.
Okay, so smart first aid applied. Then the next thought must have been, help. I need help fast.
Absolutely. Time to get back to the campsite. That was the immediate goal.
But getting back, with a rattlesnake bite, the pain, the venom starting to work, that couldn't have been easy.
Oh, absolutely not. He described it as incredibly difficult, intense pain, getting dizzy. Just walking was a massive struggle.
You can just picture it, trying to move when your body is screaming at you.
He said he had to stop several times. Just push through the pain and the dizziness.
Talk about mental resilience.
Yeah.
You're just focusing, one foot in front of the other, that kind of internal mantra.
That mental fortitude is often just as important as the physical actions in survival situations. Just got to keep going. Reach the gear, reach the phone.
Yeah, about that phone. He finally drags himself back to the campsite, exhausted, in agony, reaches for the phone and...
Nothing. No bars. Zero cell service out there in the deep woods.
Oh, man. That must have been just soul-crushing. Your main lifeline. Gone.
Devastating feeling. But he didn't give up. He had a plan B.
The emergency whistle.
Yep. That simple, reliable piece of gear. Grabbed it, started blowing those 3 short blasts. The universal signal for help.
Just hoping anyone was close enough to hear.
And unbelievably, someone did hear it.
Thank goodness. He heard voices calling back. And then a group of campers who had been nearby appeared.
Just imagine the perspective, too. Hearing that whistle, realizing it's not a bird, going to investigate.
And finding him in that state, they saw immediately how serious it was.
And they did exactly the right thing. They didn't try to play doctor. They called for professional help right away. Use their own means to contact emergency services.
Which is so important. Know your limits, get the experts involved.
Definitely. And while they waited for paramedics, they stayed with him, kept him calm, monitored him.
That human connection, that reassurance, probably made a huge difference mentally.
No doubt. And then the medical team arrived. It
Yeah.
seems like they were quick.
Yeah, and crucially, they administered antivenom right there, on site, before even moving him.
That's key. Getting antivenom started as soon as possible is critical for minimizing tissue damage and systemic effects from many venomous snake bites.
So antivenom started, then transport to the hospital for more care.
Right. Further treatment, observation,
Yeah.
the works.
And the best part, the outcome was positive. Doctors confirmed he received treatment in time, expected a full recovery.
It's a stark reminder of how quickly things can go wrong, but also how preparedness and timely help can lead to a good outcome.
So, reflecting on this whole roller coaster, the peaceful trip, the sudden bite, that agonizing trek back, the rescue, what are the absolute key takeaways here? What stands out from his account?
Well, the number one thing hammered home by this whole story is just you have to be prepared when you go into the wilderness. It's not about being scared, it's about being realistic.
Right. Nature is beautiful, but it has teeth. Sometimes literally.
Exactly. And preparedness isn't vague. He specifically mentioned having that first aid kit.
But more than just having it.
Knowing how to use it, that's the crucial part. A fancy kit does you no good if you're panicking and don't know what to grab or what to do. Basic first aid knowledge is vital.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the other simple, practical thing he mentioned.
Letting someone know your plans, where you're going, approximately what route, and when you expect to be back.
That safety net. If everything else fails, someone knows you're missing and where to start looking.
It's your backup when all your active measures don't work out.
And then there's the shift in perspective he talked about, gaining this deep, almost visceral respect for wildlife.
Yeah, it moves beyond just appreciating animals to truly understanding their power and, well, their potential danger.
Mhm.
Not malice, just wildness. They're defending themselves, living their lives.
Which connects to that final big lesson.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to accept that nature is unpredictable. Fundamentally so.
You really do. You can plan, prepare, be careful, but you can never eliminate all risk. Things can change in an instant, just like they did for him.
So thinking about this story, why should it matter to you listening now? Maybe you hike every weekend, maybe you just camp occasionally, or maybe you're just fascinated by these kinds of close calls.
Because it shows preparedness isn't just for, climbing K2. It's for anyone stepping onto a trail. This story really drives home how relatively simple things, carrying a whistle, knowing some basic first aid, telling a friend your plans combined with determination and, yes, sometimes the luck of timely help.
Can literally be the difference between life and death, or at least between a terrifying story and a tragedy.
Exactly. It shows how these layers of safety work together.
So we see the whole arc, from peace to emergency, the struggle, the rescue, the recovery, all hinging on his actions, his preparedness, and the help he received.
The core message really is clear. Preparation, awareness, and respect for nature aren't optional extras. They're essential.
And it does leave you with a final thought, doesn't it? Since nature is inherently unpredictable, you can never be 100% prepared for every single possibility.
Mm-hmm.
So, how much preparation is truly enough?
That's the question. How do you balance being responsible and ready with that simple desire to just go out and experience the wild without being completely weighed down by contingency plans?
Yeah, where's that line? Something to definitely chew on before you head out next time.